Hi, and welcome to the Happiest Hour. I am Paula, and I am back here with my friend Ashley. How
Hi,
are you?
Paula. I'm so good. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right. So, yeah, Friday morning.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Great class yesterday.
Oh,
Ashley's an
thanks.
instructor at a local studio here, the Yoga
The
Joint,
yoga
and yeah,
joint.
you killed us yesterday.
Yes,
And the
I'm
class
sorry.
was packed.
The class was packed.
Oh my
I
gosh,
know.
not an open spot in there.
No, and that's how I like it. My Thursday mornings yoga joint Deerfield hold a special. You might have to grip that class out of my
Oof,
dead cold
you're
hands.
famous for that class.
Well, it's just joy and gratitude, like to think that 59 people, 58 people want to come in a room and do a group fitness class, and they're coming in for something and you get them for 45 minutes and you just want to motivate them and make them feel good and sweat, and they come in uncertain but come out stronger on the other side. There's just I don't know, there's no feeling like that when you see people in the midst of a struggle, and then they just can power up, and
That's
the
amazing.
power of people's minds. I see it in there all the time, and
Yeah,
it's
I bet.
fabulous. Yeah, it's cool.
Well, and you're funny as shit.
Sometimes I don't
When
even
you
know.
said that about the lights going out and it feeling like the nightclub, like you're at a nightclub at 3 in the morning, the lights go on and you're like, oh, is that what you look like? That was amazing.
That's what it's like in there
Yeah.
sometimes.
So you make us laugh in there, you kill us, and then you
Oh,
always throw in like a little inspirational, you know,
something
something in
between my
there,
craziness
you
that's
know.
going, my inner dialogue
And
that
I
I
always
often
laugh when you
share.
say all gas, no brakes.
That's you. I
Because
got
I
that from you.
I said that to you about my drinking. It's all gas and brakes.
There's a lot of great
So when
metaphors I
you say
use.
that, it always like, oh God, like I have to stop and laugh. But
There's a lot of things that people will tell me, or conversations that I have on the side,
oh,
with clients, and I turn them into, my inspiration for the day, or I give it back in a different message to other people. It all resonates differently. But when I hear something, and then it'll stay in my brain, and then sometimes it'll come out in class, and they'll know I'm talking about them, or
yeah,
referring to a
yeah.
conversation, and it's just anyway. But all
Well,
gas, no brakes.
all gas, no brakes.
Paula
Here we
Divine,
go. Speaking of that, here we are.
talk to me.
So I went to a great event last night.
Okay.
Work Like a Girl, which is
Yes.
a networking women's group, empowerment, women in Fort
How
Lauderdale.
was it?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
Our friend Paige held,
Yes.
founder of the Yoga Joint, was
Hey,
there.
P.
And she did a great job. They had a panel of speakers, and she was one of the speakers. And so I'm
Amazing.
super proud of her. I've been going
Yeah.
to her since she opened 16 years ago.
I know.
And her goal of wanting to open 100 studios is going to happen.
It's
So
amazing.
that's fantastic. And the women in there were so friendly.
Good.
I was telling you when you got here, like I got in the elevator and there was 3 girls in there and they were all like, "Hi, is this your first time here? My name's so and so." And I was like, "Oh, wow, they're so friendly and sweet." And
Warm.
I've been to so many networking events lately with starting this business and this journey, and I always get this vibe that like either I don't belong there, imposter syndrome is big,
Yes.
and or that people are stuffy, or I feel like they're acting like they're too good to be too good for me, and so I always get so insecure. So it was a really good feeling to be there and see everyone just being friendly and open, and all the women on the panel were talking about their struggles and helping women in the audience that had questions about where they were in building a
Interesting.
business. So yeah,
I
it was
love
great.
that.
It was great. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Oh, when is it?
I
Or
don't
do you
know.
know?
I
Okay.
don't know yet.
Stay
We're
tuned.
just getting started. So I love that.
I
So
love
if you're in the South Florida area, look
Yes.
that one up. Yeah, and today's my dad's birthday.
Oh my gosh, he's a legend.
He's a legend.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday. What is he doing today?
So we put him on TikTok.
Who's he bringing joy to today on his birthday?
Or not.
Right, correct, correct. But it's his birthday. He can do what he wants.
He's probably going to piss off the waiter at lunch today, which is going to be, par for the course.
Where's lunch at?
Yeah, I'm taking to J. Alexander's. Your favorite.
My
I
favorite.
know. The
Get the
carrot
carrot
cake.
cake.
I know. It's so good. But we put my dad on TikTok as his name's Juan. And he's always, you know what? I hate to say this, but he's right a lot. He has these like theories about things and
Yes.
people and places. And he's funny as shit. So we're like, we got to do something with this.
Is
So
it just like an epiphany like that comes over him, or is this something that he's always like he's always felt this way in certain
yeah.
situations and he just says it out loud, or does he just all of a sudden like it comes to him like, okay,
No, he thinks about these things and then analyzes them and then
oh,
puts them in a way that, is he is Larry David.
that's what I was gonna say.
He is
Yes.
the Latin Larry David. Yeah. So what do you have going on?
What do I have going on this weekend? Well, Devil Wears Prada.
Mm.
Going to see that tonight with some girlfriends, so that'll be fun. Um, and then it's Happy Maycember, Maycember, Mayvember, whatever chaos month that ends in a burr that you relate with. That's May.
Well, you have graduation, recitals, parties.
Tournaments, bed party, those bed parties. I
Oh, the
mean,
bed
I
parties.
looked at my daughter.
That's
I
gotta
said, "This
stop.
has to stop." I mean, she's a sophomore, but I was like, "This
Okay, let's hope it stops in the next year.
No, it's not. It's a freight train. Runaway train never coming back. That is the bed party. I mean,
Sorry.
it's
And
fine.
they're only getting more and more outrageous.
Yes, I know. I almost want to like have a dollhouse and you can fill this bed. Put it all on this
Oh,
little
yeah.
bed.
Good luck with that.
Like, because, I mean, some of these rooms, like, I see the pictures and I'm like, this looks like a university bookstore.
Yeah.
Like, and when is she supposed to wear all these, or
No, it
him,
looks
or
like a Gucci store.
yes? Anyway, we digress.
Anyways, okay, yes. So parties, all these things, and I've been looking at a lot of people online partying, and it's a sobriety podcast. So of course we're going to talk about sobriety.
Hmm.
And do you ever get FOMO?
FOMO of,
Like seeing people out drinking, all the parties
um, at the parties, no.
while you're there.
While I'm there, maybe a fleeting thought that goes in my brain, and I know that the destruction it causes if it sits there. So immediately I know how to filter it out,
Yeah.
move my muscles, change my thoughts. And I think that I did so much of that.
Yeah.
The drinking, the partying, like I more romanticize it in those quiet moments of being in a beautiful place where the world has slowed down and where I have slowed down. So it's almost like an opposite angle for me. And maybe it's just because of where I'm at in my life, or maybe, I don't know, a sense of peace that I crave.
Yeah.
But like when I'm out and I'm having a good time, I can honestly, like tonight, I'll be going out, we'll go to the movies, we'll go to a little after party. And yeah, like standing at the pretty bar with your girlfriends, like dressed up, and what do you girls want to get?
Yeah.
For a second. But then, and like one of the things you would always say to me is play the tape forward.
Yes.
And so that's a big one. But it doesn't resonate. I don't let it.
Yeah.
I don't let it.
And you have a good amount of time under your belt too.
8 years. Yeah, I didn't wake up like this.
No.
No, definitely did not. But I think that it can be like at first, don't get me wrong, like in early sobriety, I didn't go to a party, I didn't go to an event for an entire year. I RSVP'd no. Unapologetically no. And
And a year we know goes like that,
I know it goes like that.
and you're not missing out on anything.
No.
It's nothing that we haven't done or been before.
Yeah.
I know how that ends.
Yeah,
And so
it's
I
the
always
same
play the tape
conversations.
forward, same conversations. I know for me, I see things in people and it's like, I've been there, I've done that. Like, I know how this all plays out.
Yes.
And so that gives me peace. And I don't feel like that anymore either.
Okay, good.
You know, I
Okay.
feel a lot of times some of these situations were just fake, you know?
So gazy.
And forever, I remember going out at night or whatever we did, and somebody would say, "Did you have fun last night?" And I'm like you want to say yes, but in my heart and deep down, it was like, I don't, was it fun? I don't know. I was drinking most of the night. So you can't even fathom if it really was genuine fun.
Yeah.
I always hesitated with that question. It was like, was it fun? Well, I guess deep down, subconsciously, I knew that it was fabricated fun.
Yes. And when you start to realize that the toll that fun has on you in the next day, at least for me,
Mm-hmm.
nothing about that was fun.
Yeah.
Like, not at all. Like, you wouldn't have looked at me in the morning and like, look, you look like you had fun.
Yeah, you look amazing.
Yeah, well, the only way I'm going to get over this is if I begin to have fun again immediately. It's 10 a.m. Let's start having fun.
Let's keep the party going.
Like, if that's fun,
Yeah.
I have to be in it all the time. And
Oh,
then you start losing what is your realization or your emotions because you can't feel anything.
yeah.
So you just assume that was fun.
That was fun.
I guess that's what fun is.
Well, we didn't really know any other way.
We didn't know
We've
any other
been
way.
doing this since high school. We
Yes.
didn't know any
That
other
was
way to
how
have
you
fun.
had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you to have to sit and redefine what fun is for you
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of unpacking, and that I still debate, but it took me a year where it was like my last hurrah was St. Patrick's Day. Whew, girl, did I do it? I think I told you.
You went out with a bang.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was my last hurrah, you know.
Mm.
But it was a good one. And it was kind of like, you stop and you make this decision to better yourself and like to get healthy and all that entails. And a lot of it is, I did the steps. I had to sit with it. And those steps are a lot of sitting, reflecting, journaling, kind of tearing yourself down. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say kind of. Let's be real. Breaking yourself down with the hopes that you're vulnerable enough and powerless enough that you get to a place that you can look at that and decide you don't want to be. That's not who you are. And it's out and it's in writing and you're saying it out loud.
Mm.
So when I did that and I looked at these certain things and I realized, like, okay, it's this situation, it's me dealing with something from my past with this person that triggers this for me. I mean, you really, really break it down, like totally break it down, like phases of your life that you literally have to sit back and think about. And when I did that, I was like, oh, there's more there.
Yeah.
I was like, there's more. And so going through that process of like getting the steps kind of thrown at me right away was me having to like sit and journal and be still and put it out there.
Yeah.
And so I knew I wanted more of that. I wanted more of that me with me getting to know me. And I had to do it with nobody else, no situation, no event, no party was going to take me away from building that relationship back up with myself.
That's awesome.
And was it selfish? I don't really know. I don't care.
You don't care.
I still don't care to this day.
Yeah.
Like if you think I'm not coming to your thing and it's selfish, okay, well, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I'll see you next week and I'll probably hug you and I hope you don't think that's selfish.
Yeah.
Because it's just I'm sorry. I am putting my sobriety, I am putting the dot on my calendar that doesn't feel daunting.
Yeah.
And I
That's
don't have
super
to explain
important.
it.
No. Putting your sobriety first has to be the way it is.
Has to.
Or else it doesn't work.
It has to. And
It
I
has to
don't
work. You have to baby it. You have to treat it like a newborn baby,
exactly.
you know?
That's so
Protect it.
true. Yeah.
Well,
Yes. And it's personal.
yeah.
It's very
It's
personal.
hard. It's hard. I had a memory this week. I went on 2 podcasts actually.
Oh,
on
aren't you
Wednesday.
busy?
I know. Grateful, fortunate that I got to do
We
this.
get to.
We get to do this.
Mhm.
And I actually had a funny memory, and I don't know. I don't know if anybody can really relate to this one, but I remember trying to make my life, how do I say this? I was trying to accommodate, like make situations so that I wouldn't drink. So, for example, like I was working from home and I used to think if I get a job outside the house where I have to get up early in the morning, maybe I won't drink. I'll drink less. Maybe, and this is really crazy, maybe my blood work will come back that something's wrong so that I have a reason not to drink.
Oh my God. I used to think the same thing. Yes.
Like, what a sick, like, hoping for bad blood work so that I had a reason to not drink. Like, trying to put that decision on something else rather than making that decision for myself. That's more of the insanity.
We want something traumatically bad to happen to us to force our hand to put something, to stop doing something.
Is that what it is?
Like, we need something that will literally put us in a hospital bed or will put us in a dire situation so that maybe that, because it's so traumatic for us to think about. And then, okay, so if that happens and I know
Yes.
I'm going to die and I have off, then I'll quit because I know. Like, we need somebody to tell us, like, death is around the corner. Weren't we already knowing? No, we didn't even know it ourselves.
Yeah.
I was killing myself. But anyway, keep
Well,
going.
I mean, to try to create a situation
Yes.
that would force us to have to stop to drink.
Yes.
And I'd say, okay, well, I don't want anything dramatic to happen. Just maybe like a little, like, liver numbers or like something.
Oh, no, I had that already and I kept going. I needed something like a semi truck.
I just kept looking for these signs, like signs. Please tell me that maybe I'll be sick so that I don't have to go to that party because I know I'm going to drink at that party. Who wishes for bad blood work and to be sick?
I did. Me. Why we're here.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
I know.
Crazy.
I know, but that's the mindset. That's the mindset.
cunning and baffling. No,
Yes.
I know.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like how
And doing something we know is so bad for us and is going to either embarrass us or riddle us with guilt and shame. And yet, no
Yeah.
problem. Let me do that again.
Yeah, let me do
was
that
good.
again.
That was good. Let's do that again.
Yeah, and then-
I mean, just crazy shit. But yeah. Anyways, since the last time I had you on, I have received actually 2 messages
Oh,
from 2 different people saying, I guess
you got
the
mail.
people want to know.
The 2 people want to know
2
what?
people. So if 2 people want to know,
Tell me.
there's more.
There's more.
So on our very first podcast that we did,
Yeah.
I mentioned that I had met you in the studio and that, you finally came, you told me that you were sober and that speaking to me and getting to know me really opened up your voice, your sober voice and, being open and authentic about that and that it really helped you. It really helped you. And so I guess they were like, so she, prior to meeting me, was living with all this shame and guilt all that time? Like, how were you navigating keeping it a secret or not telling very many people?
Um, that's a good question. Okay, so like I said, that first year was, you know, 30 days of getting it out of my system and going through that hell, and then a couple months of me having to do some other work. And it was just, again, me sitting with myself, me starting the process almost kind of right away. And I wanted more of that. And in doing that dive into yourself, for me, it broke me down to a place deeper than I was when I was drinking. Like, because finally I was getting feeling back. You know, my brain was less foggy and cloudy and wet.
Well marinated.
Yeah. And, like when you first start, like journal, you're doing your steps or whatever, like I look at my journals and it's like my the writing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, as like the poison's leaving your system and you're starting to come, like the writing is like
Yeah.
clear. And next thing you know, like in one part of my journal, it looks like I'm back in fourth grade, like trying to do like cursive. It's weird. Like the handwriting shifts for a year. I
Wow.
know. It's
I feel
it's
like that
kind of wild.
mentally, like I couldn't clear the cobwebs.
Yes.
I couldn't articulate words.
Yes. So I when I would go to things, like it wasn't like I was, a hermit.
Right.
Although I did have one friend
Oh, uh-oh.
come knocking on my door, and she thought Brad like buried me in the backyard or something. Brad's like, if you don't show your face outside of this house, what's his name from Dateline? Keith Morris.
I'm calling Keith
Isn't
Morris.
it Keith Morris? Somebody in the neighborhood's going to call Keith Morris because people are wondering where you're at. So throw a bone.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I'd go kids things, but it was strictly like, I was strictly business. Like I'd go to the event
Mm-hmm.
or the kids thing or whatever it was, and I would leave. But, I had to, the only thing that I wanted to focus on was restoring what was inside my home. That was all that mattered to me. So, you know, removing myself from situations, I knew that the most important thing in my life that I had to piece back together was myself
Mm-hmm.
and what relationship I wanted inside my home, not just with me and individuals in my home, but how we were all going to function like as a unit and not make this so scary for everybody, you know? Um, and so, and with that, shame,
Yeah.
guilt, depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
the unknown, and me having to figure out how I'm going to go to the store and get groceries or how I'm going to take the dog to the vet. I have to figure out how to do that sober.
Mm.
So if you expect me to come out of this house and come to your event, like, no, I was basically crawling again. I was learning to crawl.
Wow.
I didn't think highly of myself. I was not confident. All the things that I thought I was when I was drinking, once I took that away, I wasn't that anymore. So I had to redefine what brings me joy. How do I feel joy? What makes me sad? Where do I truly feel uncomfortable? Do I like this conversation with this person? like, how do I feel? And it was almost like rebuilding things one on one, you know? Like, I remember taking out a girlfriend because a couple of my girlfriends knew, you know, Brad was very tight lipped. He's like, this is your journey, this is your story. When you're ready to share it, he's like, I'll go down on the ship with you. Whatever you want me to say, I'll say, you know? So, which was a hard time for him. But I remember going with one girlfriend and she knew, and we brought another girlfriend that I wanted to kind of tell, and it had been over a year. And I was just ready to start. I wanted, and another thing in that year when you sit by yourself, you find out who your friends are. You find out who your friends are. And that has completely shifted friendships. Few I can count on one hand that I've kept, and that's plenty as far as I'm concerned. And then there's the ones that I've built on a different foundation. Different, you know, different material. These relationships are being built on. A little more sturdy, a little more true.
Look at you and I.
Yeah, experience.
I mean, we probably would have been great drinking buddies.
Oh my
But
gosh.
for some reason, the universe
Said not
like,
yet. Pump the brakes.
pump those brakes. No gas this time.
The universe is putting you two together at a time where you can actually do some good in the world.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
self-destruct.
going to save her for later. Love that.
I love it too. So yeah, so it's that, you know, unpacking all those ugly things about yourself, and then your ego totally goes away.
Yeah.
And you think that's the worst thing ever because your ego was walking in the door before I was. My ego was, at least. And so when you strip that away and you literally, you go out, all you have, the validation, the work you put in, the foundation, you're starting to realize that you've built this and it's pretty good here and it's pretty peaceful. And I don't want anybody contributing to my foundation that's going to make me feel like there's cracks.
That's powerful, and that's hard to focus so much on yourself.
Yeah.
Anybody, you know, we're so worried about what are other people going to think? What are they going to say? And you just like, no, that's out.
That's out.
I'm focused on me.
Yeah.
My sobriety comes first.
Yeah, and I didn't, and at first, you know, I didn't want to, it was like hard for me to say it, like, you know, and like a couple people in the community knew, and they knew I was quiet about it. And I guess I also was like in that place of, you know, my kids were young and I was trying to still look like I had it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I was still trying to, you know, talk like, oh, I had to go, you know, do some things for school and for my career. And like, people like, oh, how have you been? And, you know, whatever. But I knew I had to be selfish. I knew that that's what I had to do because I had to start living again. I had to figure out what was the best way for me to start living again. And it's lonely, but there's so much you learn about yourself.
And to think we thought that was living before. We thought we were living it up.
No way, man.
There was no depth.
No depth.
So even like just getting like, well, I guess you've answered so much of these questions that they had, but also that was just what you needed at the time. You know, you kept it private for, I mean, you must have been 4 years when I met you because it's been a while since then. But let's say you kept it quiet for 4 years. Like, that was just the way it had to be.
And I think that this is part of who I am today. Like, when I'm sitting across the table from you, I am present with you. If I'm out doing something ridiculous or fun with you, and I'm pretty present. Conversations for me were, I didn't remember them the next day. They were lies. It was my ego talking of who I thought I was. Sometimes I could be like downright mean, critical of somebody. I thought, oh God, how do they do? It was because I was just critical of how you were living your life, maybe with not having to drink, like just little things that would trigger me. And now I love to sit down and like have real conversations. And I think that started for me when I started one by one taking the time to sit down with the people that truly mattered in my life and have a real conversation, at least for the first time for me,
Yeah.
you know? Because sometimes somebody would look across and be like, well, Ashley, I've always thought that way about you, that you were fun and you're going to be just as great. Like, and I'm just sitting there like, no, I was awful. It was horrible. I like,
Yeah.
I ghosted you, like, for the Carrie Underwood concert. Like, that's so neat, you know? But it was just kind of like this rebuilding. And it was because I knew if that person looked across the table from me and said, sorry, Ash, I don't want any part of this with you anymore. You've done me wrong. That I was okay enough, my foundation was strong enough that that person could say that to me and I would still be okay. Where if it was new for me and I went out and tried to like make amends and talk and have, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for somebody to look at me and say, guess what, Ashley, you know what you did to me? You did this, 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 and this. So tell me about it. But if they're your real friends, that's not what they're going to talk to you like. They want to understand you. So that fear, it's just something we build up in our own mind that we create. And the ones who do want to walk away, hold the door for them.
Yeah.
Show them the exit.
Filter out so much of that crap.
Feels so
because-
good.
It really does.
And now I'm just kind of in my honesty era.
And we were talking when you got here this morning
Yeah.
about energy, because I was telling you about this event that I went to, and just how we feel around certain people, the real ones. You know, you just get a different energy from people. And I would have never felt like that before I quit drinking. I wasn't picking up on people's energy. I was so in my own head
Yes.
about everything.
You know what I mean? Like you do develop other certain things, which, whatever, like nobody's expecting you to be perfect. Nobody's expecting you to get this right. Just do it on your terms, the best way that you can by not drinking that day. If you got to put a candy in your mouth, shit, if you got to go get a pack of Marlboro Lights, like nobody's going to kill you. Good old. But, you know, eventually you kind of want to stop doing all things that are killing you.
Well, then for me, I got addicted to feeling good. I got addicted to clarity.
Yes, I got addicted to
When I
clarity.
stopped drinking, it was like, okay, I'm going to try the THC drinks, and then I'm going to try these, and I'm going to try that. It's like, Paula,
Yeah.
listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Like now you're just looking for something else
And you
to
know,
replace it.
another thing for me, you know, doing a full circle here was me as a dancer and movement and, you know, as a therapist and all the things. It was like finding yoga again for me. It was like a place that you could go and everybody was quiet and everybody was still and nobody wanted to talk to you. As a student, which I'd been a yoga student since college, so finding that again. And literally, they say, you know, that when you decide you're powerless, there are often moments that'll bring you to your knees when you realize that you are, when there's something greater than you. And I remember hearing that in sobriety and treatment and all of those things. Like, and so I was kind of like, when is this this moment. And unknowingly, I was showing up to yoga. And how do we start? On our knees, child's pose, surrender. And it was like I would go when things would be going on in my mind, in my head, move a muscle, change a thought. I mean, I had an anxiety attack one time when I first got back to my house. I was like, you ever see The Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio? And he's all I looked like him crawling out of that car because the anxiety in the house was becoming so much. And I was crawling out just so I could get on grass, just so I could find a place where I could have sunshine. I knew what I needed. I just physically couldn't get there because the anxiety was so riddling. And I was pulling my, like, on the ground. Leonardo DiCaprio, just watch that clip. And that was me. And sober, though. He's roofied. I don't know what he's on, but anyway. And I get there and I just get in the grass. I'm still on my stomach, like I'm training for combat. And I'm like, and I just put my head up and I roll on my back. Just do like an X, laying in the grass. And my phone's ringing because Brad's like having a panic attack because I think I called him and was like, whatever.
You were having a panic
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
How newly sober were you?
Oh my God, like 4 months. And he was like, go home. Now you're responsible for coming and getting the things you need. And so, I, in that moment, it wasn't pretty how I got there.
Yeah.
But I got there. I knew what I needed to do. I didn't pick up a drink because I could have easily, probably my ass could have been in the car with my foot on the gas at the nearest bar in 5 minutes. It took me what I felt like 10 to crawl out from the kitchen to the grass on my stomach. So I knew in that moment I had a choice to make. And I took the harder choice, but the reward at the end was greater. And so when I would go to yoga, for me to get in my car and decide I'm going to go do something healthy for myself that's calm and chaotic is a choice I made. I mean, that's calm and not chaotic is a choice I made instead of driving to the gas station or the liquor store or the CVS, wherever they sell alcohol now. Probably 20 places on the way to the yoga studio that I could have stopped. Yeah. But I knew if I just got there and got on my knees and got on the mat and put my head down and my eyes down, that was what I was looking for. Wow. So I kept doing the things that I knew in that moment made me safe, made me okay. And it was like constantly getting through the space between for me at first. And that's white knuckling it. And now I feel like the space between for me, throw chaos. Throw me something. Tell me something you think I'm not going to want to hear. Because it's going to be okay. Yeah. It's just the space between. I'm on my way to a yoga studio. I'm on my way to somewhere that brings me joy and happiness and gratitude. I'm on my way there. The space between, good stuff can lie, bad stuff can lie, but it's always just a transition. It's a lesson. And I love the moments in the space between because you learn who you are. You learn what decisions you're going to make. You learn where you're going to go. And so yoga for me was show up and surrender. And so becoming the yoga teacher and my ego. I didn't want anybody to think I didn't have it together. I didn't want anybody to think that I would show up at the Christmas school pageant drinking, but I think they all do. Let me pick a different one.
I definitely did.
Maybe like the school field day. Well, I'm sure there's a couple there too, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't me. And I was so worried about what everybody else thought. Still, when I knew I was rebuilding myself that felt good to me, I was worried still what everybody else thought. So that took even more time and rebuilding the relationships that I wanted to. And then I just got to the point where like I was living and I felt like it was just who I was. And if somebody was going to ask me, I'll say something, but it wasn't like I was making
I needed that accountability,
That
and
scared me at first.
Yeah, that is scary.
Because I couldn't follow through with anything.
Well, and then it's
years.
like, what if I slip? And then,
Yes.
they tell you in the meetings, like, don't be anonymous because, and I get all the reasons for that, because they want people to believe in the program. But I needed to put it out there for myself.
That
And
was
then
really
I
brave of
felt,
you.
well, and I felt so alone. I felt like I was the only person doing this. And even, which is weird because I didn't even know that you were sober, but I just had to keep putting it out there because I knew that if I did, I would find other people who felt the same way I did. Because it's so lonely.
It is so lonely.
You feel like you're the only person that feels this way.
Yeah.
So I knew if I just kept putting it out there that there had to be somebody that felt that way. I know when I first was thinking about quitting drinking.
Take a deep breath.
Yes. I am not an experienced podcast host, but
Clearly.
gee, thanks. Okay, back to the honesty part. We are not going to do that today. Okay. Thanks for sharing. You went deep today. You went very spiritual.
I did.
I always appreciate that about you, though. And that was great.
Oh,
So,
thanks,
and
Paula.
I'm sure that, others are listening, really appreciate the things that you're saying and they can resonate. So that's the most important part. And that's the whole purpose of being here and doing this is sharing our stories, how life is today, and some of the struggles we went through. So with that, do you want to add anything else other than that I'm a shitty podcast host?
You're not, we all just do the best that we can. Like, none of us know what we're doing. Like, we just
No.
putting one foot in front of the other. Like,
Absolutely.
what works for you may not work for me. And I'm going to show up and do my best because I want to share. I'm realizing you taught me this gift needs to be shared. I've seen what happens when somebody like a person like you shares it, and it's impactful and it's life-changing. And I just think that the gift needs to be shared. And I thank you for opening my eyes and my heart to that. And I just hope, we could just keep talking and keep sharing. And
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
I love it.
Keep doing this.
I'll go with you,
and
Paula.